Welcome, SENS Talk.
Puts the lines in. Pinto back across. Chychrun scores! Brady Kachuk makes it 2-0. Chychrun, hit alone, scores!
Tim Stutzlock cross. Kachuk score! The captain, Brady Kachuk, buries it with 1:18 to go.
See you later. Go, SENS, go. Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon Plant, and I am your host. I'm a bit sick, so going to be a bit of a quicker video today. But it's not exactly like you need a 20-minute recap. We've seen this story by the Ottawa Senators multiple times this year, and we're going to get into that in a few minutes. But deep breaths, Sens fans, deep breaths. Because, look, Ottawa tonight actually played a fantastic game. They were even up 4-2. They were up 4-2 late in the second period of play. Things were looking great. Ridley Gregg with a couple goals. Claude Giroux, Brady Kachuk with 3 assists each. Things were looking good. And then a goal for Colorado gets called off for offside. You never know how those are going to go. So great to see that call go Ottawa's way. It was a rough goal on Sogard regardless. So nice to see that one get taken off the board. But doesn't matter because Colorado, like a minute or so later, would score anyways to make it 4-3. They go to the third period of play only down by a goal. And as you already know, the Ottawa Senators special happened again. 4 straight goals in the third period of play. 5 straight goals in total as the Avs take this one 7-4. It's unbelievable. Ottawa was up by 2 goals, 4-2. They allowed 5 straight goals. They lost this one 7-4. Ottawa, their last game against Colorado. It's unbelievable. Their last game against Colorado. The Ottawa Senators were also up 4-2. And they ended up blowing it as well in the third period of play. It's actually insane. It's actually lunacy. There's no words to describe I don't want to call it disgrace, but this team and their inability to play with the lead, hold a lead, and finish the game and get the 2 points. It's actually crazy. On top of that, the fact that, look, this is now 8 times in a row. Shout out to Bad News, SENS or whatever. I'll put the tweet on the screen here to check out their account. They always put out some fun stuff, fun account to follow. But he tweeted out saying that the Sens, 8 times in a row now, have blown a game when going into the third period. 5 of those games we've lost in regulation. So not only are we blowing these games that we frankly should win, we're not even getting a loser point out of it. We're not even getting a loser point out of it. It makes no sense. You're going to blow leads once in a while. This is hockey. But for this to happen 8 times in a row when you're going into the third period with the lead, that's unheard of. Losing 5 of those 8 in regulation, that must be some sort of record. And the fact that none of these games have gone to overtime, where we've lost in overtime to at least get a point. The salvage, the disgrace of a collapse that the Sens have done multiple times. I don't know. This team, look, you hear the saying all the time. Good teams find ways to win. Bad teams find ways to lose. And that cannot be more true for the Ottawa Senators, who always find a way to lose, even when they play well, like they did tonight. As Ottawa now falls to 1-6-0 in their last 7 games. Under the Jacques Martin, Ottawa is only 4-9-0 as well. The record as well overall is 15-24-0. The season's done, obviously. Obviously, if you don't see that, I love your optimism. The season's done, though. There's no way we come back from this. The team is just so mentally fragile. It's insane. Once again, I've seen worse teams. I've seen literally the Ottawa Senators, worst teams they put out there a couple of years ago, hold on to leads better than this team. It's blasphemy. It makes no sense. And when we're close to the Chicago Blackhawks without Connor Bedard in the standings, what the hell? What? If you told me that the Ottawa Senators would be up there with San Jose, or down there I should say, with San Jose and Chicago for first overall again at the beginning of this season, I would have laughed at you. And now I can't even laugh. It's just so sad. It's unbelievable. Some people can laugh at this. I can't even laugh. This is just disgraceful. And once again, Artem Zub had a bad game. I love Artem Zub. He had a bad game. A couple of goals right out front that he should have helped push the guy out. He didn't. Colorado capitalized a couple of those. Parker Kelly could add a couple of goals, which would have made the difference tonight. One of those were shorthanded. Matthew Joseph he was fantastic on the penalty kill tonight with a fantastic play to go on the 2-on-1. Kelly missed it. Joseph also missed a great chance on that opportunity. And then with literally 7-8 minutes left in the third period of play, still, within reach to tie it here or at least get back into it, Parker Kelly wide open net hits the post. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up, right? And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just laughable. I mean, I can't laugh because, I got to make these videos, and I love making these videos, but I can't laugh because I'm so invested in this team. I love this team. I'm so passionate about this team that it just hurts. It really just hurts to see this team that I love, again, just disappoint on a nightly basis. It's so predictable how this team is going to disappoint. And once again, it's unheard of. It's actually unheard of for 8 times in a row for a team, let alone a good team or a team that should be good like the Ottawa Senators, to blow the game when going into the third period up by whatever, having the lead. That's actually insane. That is categorically insane. And if that, on top of all the other insane stats, such as Ottawa for 31 or 32 times this year, giving up a goal after scoring a goal within 5 minutes, it's bonkers. This team just cannot play with the lead. They're so mentally fragile that even during the game, when they take the lead or score a goal, they cannot even hold on to that score for 5 minutes. That's happened almost 33 or 32 times this year. This team is just so mentally fragile. There's no other way to put it. There's no explanation. There's absolutely no explanation to explain how a team on paper that's this good plays this poorly. I mean, it's on coaching. It's on the players. It's on management. It's a microcosm of all three. And as fans, what are we going to do? We have no control. So we're just going to watch the games and hope they start winning. I'll certainly still be watching and making videos, but what do you even say at this point? It's just, there's no words to describe. There really is no words to describe how bad this Ottawa Senator team is. The amount of games this year that they've lost in regulation, that they should have at least gotten 1 point out of, let alone 2. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. We'll leave it off with this because I can go on for hours. I mean, last thing I'll mention is Matt Sogard tonight, really in a tough spot. 818 save percentage, 27 saves on 33 shots, 6 goals against. Look, I mean, that goal that got called off, absolutely on Sogard. Otherwise, don't really know what you want this guy to do. I mean, it's Colorado. A lot of those goals were defensive breakdowns. I'm not going to blame Sogard, who just faced off against one of the best teams in the National Hockey League in his first NHL action of the year. The team knows they have a rookie goalie in net. They got to perform better. End of story. No ifs or buts about it. Now, the last thing I'll mention before I wrap up this video, because I can already feel the congestion, I'm not feeling the greatest, so I'm going to wrap it up here. I just want to mention something. Bruce Garriock, in the first or second intermission, one of the intermissions, provided a really interesting update on 2 key players for the Ottawa Senators, Shane Pinto and Jakob Chychrun. On Shane Pinto, he says that no doubt he will sign his qualifying offer of just under $900,000 and will return maybe as early as this Sunday against Philadelphia. We'll see. He did also mention that the Ottawa Senators have tabled a 2-year contract, a 4-year contract, a 5-year contract, and a 6-year contract, all on the table for Shane Pinto to sign. Clearly, Steve Staios and the rest of management see Shane Pinto as a key part of this organization's future, which I cannot agree with more. Obviously, this guy who has a 52-53% face-off rate, 20 goals last year as a rookie, thrust into a really tough position and did not look out of place at all as a rookie last year, top 6 minutes. Clearly, he's a talented guy you want to keep around for long term, especially in your top 9, primarily on that third line. I'd lock him up long term as well. If I'm Steve Staios, I'm signing him for 3-4 years, no doubt, at a very good AAV, a team-friendly AAV. If he wants to sign for a very team-friendly AAV at 5 or 6, you also have to consider that, but you don't want to lock yourself into long contracts. So 3 to 4 years, I think, is a good spot. But Bruce Garriock says that Pinto wants to bet on himself, and we'll see how this goes after this season and the offseason in regards to, a contract extension. But considering how well the Ottawa Senators dealt with the Pinto saga and the suspension and all this and all that, it was noted by Freeman when all that was going down that the Ottawa Senators didn't use this unfortunate story, the suspension of gambling and whatnot, to, kind of put out a shadow campaign to ruin his reputation. They didn't do that. I'm sure Pinto appreciates that, and I'm sure that will pay off in the long run in terms of getting a contract. But more so, just shows the difference of management these days. Much more classy. Last thing I'll mention is Jakob Chychrun. He's been in the trade rumors for quite some time this year. I don't buy it personally. The guy was ecstatic to come home. He's an Ottawa native. He was ecstatic to come home to Ottawa when traded from Arizona. He's got family in Carp. It doesn't make any sense unless he doesn't want to sign here. And nothing has indicated that thus far. But Garriock in the second or first intermission, whatever the hell it was, mentioned that, the Ottawa Senators are listening. They are. They're listening to Jakob Chychrun offers. But apparently, according to Garriock, the asking price is very, very high. And according to Garriock, he believes the asking price is high because Ottawa Senators don't really have much interest in trading Jakob Chychrun to begin with. Garriock also added the fact that he thinks that, the Ottawa Senator management will meet with Chychrun's, agents here in Ottawa, and they will look at the parameters of what a potential contract extension could look like, and then they will go from there. So, the deadline's in a couple months here. Maybe in a month or so, we'll really know whether or not Chychrun's sticking around. I find it hard to believe he'll leave, but we'll see. Because once again, there's a lot of cap complications with the Ottawa Senators, and it's not exactly slam dunk that everyone will get paid what they want. So a lot of interesting decisions coming up here for Steve Staios and the rest of the Ottawa Senator management group. But besides that, I'll leave it at that as Ottawa again collapses in the third period of play. The same old from our favorite team, your Ottawa Senators, our Ottawa Senators. As their next game is on Thursday against Les Habitants, the Montreal Canadiens. So that's going to be an exciting one as always in the nation's capital. Should be a fun one. Montreal is a very, very good team. They actually beat Colorado last night, which is probably why the Avs really wanted to win this one. But regardless, that's it. That's all. Just like the SENS season. We'll see you on Thursday after Ottawa and Montreal face off. I'll talk to you all soon. Go Sens, go.